Hey everyone, my name is Jamie Lee. Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching this video today. Now today we're back with another Old Navy review. Specifically today we've got a giant haul of fall stuff. We've got cozy matching sets, cute sweaters. We've got multiple different pairs of curvy jeans we're going to try because they finally released new curvy jean styles. And hopefully I'll be able to help you find something cute that you might want to get this fall. Now I actually do feel like Old Navy has been doing a really good job the past few falls with like pretty cute fall stuff. And just in general, like even over the summer in the spring, I have found some really great stuff from Old Navy. I have always been a huge fan of their curvy jeans, and they had tons of fall new arrivals that a lot of it looked unlike stuff I've found at Old Navy before. So of course we had to give it all a try. I will try it all on today, and once again, hopefully you can decide if there's anything you might want to try. Like always, I will include a link to everything I'm wearing in this video in the order that I'm wearing it, along with what size I got and what color I got, down in the description box. So if there's anything you want to check out, all of that info is down there. But in general, I usually wear a US size 10 in bottoms or a medium, just depending on what it is, and a medium in tops. I also usually get a petite in bottoms if it's available. As we go through, that is the general sizing that we're working with. Specific sizes and everything will be down in the description box. And with that, we have a lot of stuff to look at today, so we're going to jump right into it with this first pair of pants. Now this t-shirt is literally just a Modal tee from Knix, simply because I was filming that video directly before this one, and I thought that it matched these pants so incredibly that I was like, wow, I think we'll leave it on for a minute. I talk about this all the time, but I love a monochromatic look. I just think that it can be really fun to build an outfit like all around one color. I love it. Obviously you don't have to do that if you were to get these brown pants. These are a new shade of the OG loose curvy pants in a size 10 petite. I own multiple other washes of these pants in this exact same size. Also the OG loose style. I have some light ones, also some darker ones. I wear them all the time. So I thought, why not try this brown pair? You can see the length on these for the petites is quite good, hitting the ground, especially at the back, which means that with pretty much any shoe, they would be the perfect length. I really love this shade of brown. I think that it's perfect for fall. And I imagine I would personally wear these with all kinds of like earthy tones, beiges, greens. I think even with other browns, it would look really good as well. However, I will also say, I think the fit of these is slightly off compared to other loose jean styles that I have from Old Navy. I'm finding that there's a little bit of pulling here. They're a little bit tight across the butt. I am also noticing quite a significant amount of gapping at the back here. Like enough that if I'm bent over, my entire underwear is out of those pants, 100%. And this is fresh out of the bag. We all know that once you wear them for a couple of hours, that gapping gets 1,000 times worse. So unfortunately, I will probably end up returning these, which is such a shame because I do think that they're very cute, very perfect for fall. And once again, I do really love how they look with this brown shirt. So it is a bit of a bummer, but if you're looking for some brown pants, I would recommend giving these a try. Maybe try getting like 2 different sizes and see which one fits better because they are exceptionally cute. All right, next up we have something that you're either gonna think is really cute or hideously ugly, and that is this horse cardigan. Now, I want to be clear, I am not a horse girl. I actually think that I have a slight amount of fear of horses, like a healthy fear. They're just absolutely humongous, like a little bit scary to look at. However, I saw this cardigan and I was like, wow, that's so cute. It's like a little Western inspired cardigan. It's got the little horses on it. I showed this to my sister and she was literally like, what are you thinking? That's so hideously ugly. Her and I have very different sense of style. Let me know what you think about it. Do you think it's hideously ugly? And be honest, I still feel like it's cute. Even now, having it on, I think that it looks really cute. Now, I got this in a size medium. It's definitely like a little oversized. She's definitely quite large. The back of this is just solid, no horses back there, but I do like that this little pattern continues all the way around. Sometimes, especially recently, I'm noticing a lot of places are doing cardigans and sweaters and shirts with something on the front and then nothing carries over to the back, and I think that that just looks awkward and like very cheap. So I appreciate that it does. Now obviously you could wear this open or closed depending on what you're feeling like. I just left that brown t-shirt on for now now. But I think that this would also be cute with just like a little cami underneath it or something, or like a little tank. Definitely gives a much more casual vibe open, but it's also harder to see your horses. So I'm almost inclined to keep it closed. But anyways, it's quite cute. I would say it's ever so slightly scratchy. It just has that slight scratchiness of like a wool sweater would have. And it does have some wool in it, so like it's not hugely surprising. Keep that in mind. If you don't like anything wool, anything slightly scratchy, you may not love this. Now, I also got, once again, a couple other pairs of jeans. This pair is the Curvy Wide Leg Ultra High Rise. I actually don't think that I've tried this style before in the curvy jeans or otherwise. They're definitely quite high rise, like my belly button is ending here and they're coming up much higher than that. This particular pair has a cuffed bottom. You could obviously get them in different styles without the cuffed bottom. However, the other styles, I'm almost positive were all unfinished hems on the bottom. I don't know why we constantly get jeans with unfinished hems. Like if you can get a curvy jean that actually fits you, then the hem has to be unfinished. I think that it looks terrible and I get so frustrated at that always being the only option. Now, unfortunately, once again, I feel like these are pulling a little bit tight across the bum, which once again makes them look a little awkward in the front. This style is much better at the waist, definitely sitting a lot more flush to the skin, still a teeny tiny bit of gapping, but not so much that it would cause any problems. And I do think that this pair is cute. Obviously they are ever so slightly too long for me. With a shoe, I think that they would be fine as long as it had like a little bit of something on it. And I do think that they're cute. I feel like they are ever so slightly flattening out my bum. Once again, because they are a little tight across. And it is a shame because once again, I own tons of different pairs of the Old Navy curvy jeans. In particular, that OG loose style, I have multiple of them and they all fit perfectly in a size 10. It's a little bit of a shame that they aren't fitting so perfectly right now. And this is unfortunately something that I do think is common with Old Navy. The sizing is not terribly consistent, but I do think that this is at least a pair that I could wear, and like they do loosen up over time as you wear them, right? Like these are real non-stretch jeans. But definitely let me know how you like them and how you like the horse face cardigan. All right, and for our last pair of jeans, I have a pair of the straight leg curvy jeans. And as far as I can tell, these are like a fairly new style. I have been trying to buy different like styles of the curvy jeans for years from Old Navy, and every single time I go on, they seem to only really restock the loose ones or like the more ankle length ones. So having full length straight leg is brand new to me. So you can see, once again, the length on these is pretty good in the petite. These are going fairly like straight down. I think that they look good, not a super wide leg opening. And honestly, this is just a style I haven't seen myself in a long time. Like I've been wearing fairly wide leg jeans for the past 4 or 5 years. So it's weird to me to see myself in something that's like a little bit skinnier, but even more devastatingly, these ones fit pretty good from the front. I think that they look fine. And then from the back, they're just once again very, very loose back here, to the point that like I can stuff like both arms down the back of this. It's just far too loose. Once again, when I bend over, you're just going to be looking right down the back of my pants. And I hate that feeling. I just can't stand it. And like these ones are also still what I would consider to be fairly tight across the bum, while still simultaneously being too loose at the waist, which is what the curvy jeans are supposed to eliminate from Old Navy. And once again, I have other pairs that I wear all the time that fit good across the bum, are not super, super loose in the waist. So it's weird to me that all of the new releases seem to have that exact same problem. A little bit unfortunate. I wonder if they've changed the difference between waist and hip measurement, because previously it was always that the hips were wider and the waist was a little bit smaller. I think it was 2 inches for both were added or lost. I wonder if they've changed that, because these still aren't fitting me great, unfortunately. Now this little sweater, I actually love this. I think it's really cute. It has almost like a slight amount of ballooning to the sleeve, which I always think is really cute, just like a nice little added detail. And then it also has this wrap, and it is like a real wrap, like my bra. You can see it is actually really wrapped, but there's not like a tie or anything holding this closed. It kind of just sits where it does. You can play with this a bit if you want it like more open, less open. Because this is like a sweater material, it will pretty much stick to itself wherever you put it. And I actually think that this is super cute. This is the type of sweater that you could wear casually. You could also wear it to work if you wanted, and I think that it would be perfectly cute for both. So I will definitely be keeping this. All right, next up we have a couple of little matching sets. First, we have this little midi skirt with a sweater. Both are made of the exact same like sweater material, which I thought was very cute. And of course, I loved the brown color of this. Now, this is just like an elasticized waist. You can see the elastic is on the inside here, and it is very, very stretchy. However, I'm noticing that where it wants to sit, which is kind of like up at your waist, it's a little bit loose for me there. So I would just keep in mind that this does definitely fit like a little bit big, definitely on the bigger side. In terms of length, you can see I got a petite and it is sitting a little bit below the knee, kind of a midi length. I think that that looks cute. And I think that like as an outfit, this is cute, but I think everything in it fits a little bit awkwardly. So like this sweater, I love these like very slight bell sleeves. I think that's cute. The buttons down the front, but then it fits a little bit weird right here. And I wonder if that's because my butt is too big and it's just like pulling it too far backwards. But there's just like a lot of like weird pulling and bunching, and like the skirt ends up bunching up, and then you can really see that underneath the sweater because it's quite thin. So I think that there's just something with the fit that is slightly off here, but I do love the idea of this. I could see myself wearing something like this to work, probably with a tiny cami underneath. The unfortunate part of having a bigger chest, but I think that it looks cute, with the caveat that there are some things that fit a little bit odd, especially down at the bottom here. It's just like bunching a little bit weird, pulling a bit weird, almost there, but not quite. Although I will also say this is exceptionally soft, and I will definitely have to try this sweater with something else at some point before I make a decision on returning it, because I think that the sweater especially is very cute, and maybe it just really needs to be with something else to make it shine. All right, next up we have another little matching set, and that is this like slouchy turtleneck sweater with a pair of their sweater pants. Now, anything that is called sweater pants from any store, I'm always going to try. I feel like it's just the perfect like comfy, cozy thing for lounging in the fall, reading a book with your little pumpkin candle on, drinking a latte. I feel like they're just perfect for the season. And I will say I really, really like these. They're very comfortable. They once again have like an elasticized waist. They've got pockets, which I think is great. They're not fitting too tight. They're more of like a loose, comfy, sweatery fabric. On the website, they had them paired with this very specific like crew neck sweater top. That exact top was not available in matching colors for like any of the pairs of pants. So I'm not really sure why they released only the pants here and not the top that like they were photographed with. So instead I got this turtleneck top. I feel like the sleeves on this are weirdly short. Once again, keep in mind that I'm 5'1", so I don't have long arms. Having too short of arms is not a thing I've ever really experienced, but I find myself wanting to like pull them up because they are like awkwardly short, almost like it's like a kid's thing. And this turtleneck is simply too big. So big that it's uncomfortable. I really don't like having anything like touching my neck, so I usually stick to like a mock neck. This is not only touching my neck, it's like squeezing my neck, and I really don't like that. Definitely feels super odd that it's like so tight to the neck. So I'm not a fan of that. I will probably keep these bottoms though. It's a shame that they didn't have like a super comfy sweater to go with them, because I would have loved to get it. But I think that these are great if you're just looking for like a nice lounge pant that you'll be super comfy in all fall. You can do all your little fall activities in them. This is that for sure. And then lastly, but certainly not least, I did also get one of their new StudioSmooth Activewear sets. These actually came out, I'm pretty sure, in July. I have not seen a single review of them. I've seen nothing about them. And I feel like I usually get served a lot of like, what's new at Old Navy? Like what I tried this week at Old Navy. I haven't seen anything about these, which is a little bit odd. So I decided to bite the bullet and try them myself. So obviously we've got a lot of like color blocking going on here. So this is like a long line sports bra with a matching set of leggings. They both are this mix of like very deep purple with this like lighter pinkish purple color. I personally like that. Probably not everybody likes that, and that's why they're still available on the website months later. They also had these in cream and brown, which I think is cute, and probably more people would wear that, as well as two different shades of blue. So like a dark blue and a light blue. Once again, I think more people would probably like that. I do like this colorway. way, I think it's cute. I think that they probably should have done it in a slightly different way. I feel like it looks a little odd that it's like light, dark, light, like a solid band of it, dark, and then it just has more of the light color on the side. I think if they had have done some kind of thing where this color extended out like into the centers of the leggings, more of like a swirl, it might look a little bit more visually interesting, but that's just my opinion. Now these pieces definitely feel very, very soft. I have talked at length about different activewear pieces from Old Navy. I usually hate them and return them every time, especially the leggings. I always think that they just fit a little bit weird or they are not a comfortable fabric. This fabric, very comfortable. Nice and soft, very smooth, as the name suggests. There is no compression in here. This is 100% just you will be sitting however you sit, and it is what it is. If you like compression, I know that Old Navy has other styles that have it. I personally hate them, so I can't even recommend one to you from Old Navy. My opinion, as always, if you love a super high compression legging, go to Knix. The high rise, high touch leggings, insane compression. They look cute. They are way more expensive though, so just keep that in mind. So the top on this does have a little shelf bra with removable padding. I feel like I'm actually getting pretty decent support out of this. Like I could wear this for weightlifting, going on a hike, like walking my dog, whatever, and it would be fine. I would not be able to run or like jump in this, but for pretty much anything else, I think it would be okay. It's very stretchy, quite comfortable. Once again, I do feel like I have decent support in this, and I think that it looks really good. The back kind of dips down in the center. It has pretty thick strap, non-adjustable, so just keep that in mind. And then these leggings, once again, no compression whatsoever. Obviously quite high rise, very, very stretchy and comfy. They do have that extra stripe of color down the side, so that'll just be a matter of if you like it or not. And I did get these in a petite length, so they are fitting more of like a 7/8 on me, but they are meant to be a true 7/8 legging. And I think that this set looks quite cute. It feels good. I think that it looks good on. And once again, I don't always have very good luck with Old Navy activewear, so I am very pleasantly surprised by this, and I really like the color of it. So I'm inclined to keep this. I think that it's cute. And I do hope that Old Navy continues to expand this like StudioSmooth line, because I feel like it's a lot of their fabrics that I really don't like for the activewear. Like I hated the cloud motion or whatever fabric. I really didn't like that. I didn't like their seamless, their power soft. I really, really don't like. This one I think is great. So hopefully they continue to make it. And with that, that is everything I got today from Old Navy. Like always, be sure to let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, what I should keep, what I should return. So far, things that I really liked. This set I think is cute. I personally liked the horsehead sweater. Let me know if you liked it or not. And I also really loved that red wrap front sweater. But most other things I'm a little bit more meh about, which is a bit of a shame. But like always, I would love to hear your opinion. Definitely let me know if you agree. And if you do have any questions, leave them down in the comments section. Very happy to answer any questions if there's something I didn't mention about anything. And with that, thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope that you have a fabulous day and that I'll see you next time. Bye!